Hello YouTube and welcome to Orlando, site to race number 14 of the NRSL Hooters series for 2008, and alongside me once again is Stephen Paul III and Austin LaPlante.
Hello, guys.
Evening.
On the front row today is the Collins brothers. Mitchell and Trevor will make up row number 1 with Matt Hamill and Daniel Gitteroke row 2. Johnny Gardner, Zach Flickinger in row 3 with Jerry Shelley, Brian James in row 4. And making up row number 5 is Ace Rogers and Carter Joey. Here's the rest of Stein Grizz. I hand over to Steven and Austin for their thoughts and predictions on this one.
Austin.
All right, well, here at Orlando, a new track to Charles Sandler. We're going the opposite way, turning right instead of left. So, 20 laps, no pit stops, and hopefully no big ones happen because this track is known to have big ones in any other racing series on.
My turn.
I think so.
All right, Braxton and NRSL are our last row. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Super Speedway racing. Look out for the big crash and who could survive. The last inaugural race in the series was Mustang, and Jessica won that race. So maybe she can translate the success to be like Jeff Gordon in real life. Who else was I going to say? Kev Shear, 13th and 24th in the two speedways this year. Not his best track, so we'll see if that gap
This
can
should
dwindle.
be the 4th. There's one that you're missing.
Yeah, but those two, I'll have to check that one. But definitely going to be interesting.
As
Who
command
survives
was
this
just
track?
given, actually.
Damn it.
First time you're going to do that.
I thought I hit that. Okay. Thankfully got that off in time. Oh, and apparently by going to none, the front row disappeared. Great.
And look for Logan again to give no room to Jerry Shelley in this race.
So with that said, the field is rolled off now. Long pace lap here. I almost would have thought about just skipping this, but Kev Shear comes in as the points leader, and by a hefty 190 points over Hunter Braxton. Full race distance over anyone else would be 148 points. We also did the math, figured out Zach Flickinger is the only one at full race out of the top 30 in points coming in. And he is one of 3 drivers still looking for their first top 10 of the season, those being the 8 of Zach Flickinger, the 47 of Andrew Miller, and the 83 of Rob Evans. Several other drivers still looking for their first top 5 of the year, but we won't get into those. Rest of the top 10 in points coming into this one: Hunter Braxton, Sam Young, Oriole Pollard, Johnny Gardner, Mohamed Zain Abdullah, last week's winner, Enzo Nareza, Trevor Germain, Ace Rogers, and Paul Swanson now in the top 10 in points. We have 11 race winners this season. 7 of them are in the top 30 in points coming in. Those being Mohamed Zain Abdullah, James Qualls with 2 wins, Sam Young, Ace Rogers, Steve Pollard, Carter Joey, and Jessica Shelton as one-time race winners this season that are in. And then the final 9 spots on points right now in the chase would be Kev Shear, Hunter Braxton, Oriole Pollard, Johnny Gardner, Enzo Nareza, Trevor Germain, Paul Swanson, Sky Commons, and Sheila Shear down in 13th as the pace car pulls off, leaving the field under control of the City Financial Ford and the 36 there of Mitchell Collins into the restart zone. And we are green here for the Interstate Batteries 300.
It looks so weird to look at.
The fact that they're going to the right.
Yeah, it really is.
As already 3 wide, Ace Rogers is one of those to make it 3 wide, as well as Zach Flickinger in the 8.
Ricky Bobby would be proud.
Looks like the 90's going to follow through as well. So it's Jerry Shelley, Carter Joey on the second line. You have Johnny Gardner, Brian James, and they might be looking at 4 wide already. It's 3 rows of 3 at least. As they're still side by side for the lead, though, with the 16 and the 36. Who's going to be the first to make it 4? It's going to be Oriole Pollard in the 90 who makes it 4 wide.
This is based on Timber in the EA games, so.
You stole that from Austin, so good job.
Did I say it right?
I believe you did. 4 wide towards the back with Mary Shelley. Sorry.
What's the 4 wide and 3 wide? That's basically what the make is. Look how big and long.
Well, they
Yeah,
can
that
make
catch
4 wide
fence
work. As long as they don't lean on each other, they're fine.
Oh, if they wreck, it's gonna be huge. They're doing 100. Well, they're not going that
still
fast.
only 4 wide at least. They're back down to 3 wide at least for most of this, I think. Back here is where it's still 4 wide with the 192 and the 32, as well as the 91.
Correct.
A little bit
That's
of
correct.
leaning there with the 92 and the 1, I think. 5
Aggressive
wide up
flag
here,
up.
though.
Oh, that's not gonna work. That's a little too aggressive.
As that's the 18 in the third line. The 61 up is there. Kyle Matthews in the 48 down low.
I believe I'm gonna die.
They're 5 wide now with the 17. It's Zach Flickinger out in front of this field right now.
5
Oh,
wide again.
Still 5 wide. Paul Swanson now is in the direct middle of it.
one guy. Oh,
I
that's
think they're
it.
almost
Oh, my
trying
God.
6 wide behind him.
This is not gonna work.
Well, it's more of a question of if not or when, not if they wreck right now.
How are we green?
They've actually gotten it back down to 4 wide for now.
Who pulls a Tony Stewart?
Yeah, 4 wide, but not
Kyle
enough.
Matthews, Ace Rogers were nearly leaning. Cole
Look at
Deaver down to the
33.
yellow line is going to make it
48.
5 wide.
Oh my God, this is insane. This is really gonna die. They can't make this work.
Oh my, I'm not sure how long they're going to make this work. Still 5 wide in the middle of the pack. That's
Oh, God.
Jessica Shelton now in the direct middle. Marilyn Escondari was on the inside of
Everybody
the 17.
behind the top 5 are asking for a new pair of pants.
Well, no, they're seeing in the rearview mirror thanking the Lord that they're not in this mess.
So I have to ask Quinn more for that. Then.
As Shelton's still in the middle right now as they go off into turn number 1. They get it back down to 4 wide again.
This is insane.
As-
The 8 car is Pied Piper here, and the 8 car is last in points too. So that's more of the miracle.
Yeah, they're last in. Well, and thing is, Seth is actually coming into this one 41st in points. So 41st and 42nd are the top two right now.
How are we
Is this
green?
a sign?
How are we green?
This
The
is
18 and
fine.
91.
They're actually getting
As Ace Rogers is in a Pollard sandwich right now with Steve on his outside, Oreo on the inside.
Oh, don't worry. They'll just wreck after the flag like we saw with Dylan's league.
I'm hoping we don't see that. 5 wide. Speaking of Dylan Young, Dylan is actually in the middle of the 5 wide now. That's
They
the
kinda
92 on his left.
They're kind of short shifted right now, so everybody's kind of get a little less aggressive.
As right now the top 3 are now single file up front.
I didn't expect you to say that.
As Seth Cole now makes the move for the race lead.
nothing.
Yes. What Celtics kicked Seth in the butt the last 2 weeks. He wanted Charlotte, had a good run last week, and got a 6, and now he's going for the lead here.
Yeah, I guess it's just the embarrassment of being towards the bottom and being behind all the rookies.
Or just he can't win a cup race anymore. That too. As Zeta Duel, last week's winner coming up here too.
Yep. Mary Shelley now going to try and push the 12. The draft died
Wow.
there for the 12, and so he fell back behind the 8. It's now Cole
James-
Deaver is going to try and take the fight up there to the 8 car.
James Qualls, after his embarrassing weekend last week, is coming up here.
Mary Shelley with a dart to the inside, though.
Yeah.
As they're 3 wide for second.
It's a caution out.
Caution flag is out.
As the 81, Zachary Fitzwater is on the apron. Looks like
that looks like
Stephen Paul III might have been in it. Jesse James has damage, as well as Johnny Gardner in the 88.
looks like
Hunter
a-
Braxton, Kev
Oh.
Shear, Mike Trout.
That's what
wow.
everyone wants to see.
Kev Shear
Well, he's not
with
done.
issues in the Delphi Chevrolet, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's done though.
I don't think he's done
Is he
either,
done?
but oh, he is done. First
Wow.
DNF of the year for Kev Shear.
Commentators jinx at the best.
As there you see where
But
the
he
wreck
could get it.
happened. Hopefully they don't plow.
Well,
Hopefully
that's
we
my
did
job.
that at least a little bit better. A little bit of a disagreement back here.
I would damage.
Someone's supposed to be in front of someone else. Looks like Jerry Shelley's supposed to be in front of all of these people, but he's not. I'm not quite sure.
He happened with backstrip. Or sets the lights.
It
Well,
stops.
I think we're good. So with that, let's take a look at what happened to bring out the caution for the first time tonight. Taking a look at what happened, actually Zachary Fitzwater not in this. He made an unscheduled pit stop prior to this happening. But you see Kev Shear gets up the track right into the 9, up on 2 wheels, back down into the 1 to actually set him back on his wheels. So the top 3 in points all involved in this.
Well, if I'm gonna have a bad day, I'm making sure my closest competitors are too.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, huh? After all, only the top 6 came into this race within 2 races. Look at Mike Trout, Stephen Paul III involved in this. Sky Commons also gets a piece of it. There's Jesse James and Johnny Gardner getting their piece of it as well in the 88 and the 57. But
maybe he'll have better luck when he goes to the Angels next year.
But a quite tame wreck, though, actually, for Orlando standards. But as we mentioned, Fitzwater on pit lane, so a big break there for the 81 Vector Dodge, as they managed to stay on the lead lap because of that unscheduled pit stop. So with that, let's take you back to the restart. Ready to get back racing here at the completion of lap 9, going on to lap 10. The top 2 in points are the only 2 out of the race. Kev Shear will finish the day out in 41st, but will still gain points on his points lead over Hunter Braxton.
That's impressive.
That's incredible.
So Zach Flickinger is the race leader over Cole Deaver, Seth Cole, Mary Shelley, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, Andrew Miller, Matt Duncan, John Irvin, Rob Evans, and Steve Paul at the top 10. James Qualls, Trevor Germain, Matt Dixon, Ace Rogers, Marilyn Eskandari, Trevor Collins, Brian James, Enzo Nareza, Mitchell Collins, Jessica Shelton top 20, Oriel Pollard, Kyle Matthews, Daniel Gitteruk, Bafode Sacco, Paul Swanson, Jerry Shelley, Sheila Shear, Dylan Young, Carter Joey, JT Bryant, Quinton Moore, Matt Hamill, Haley Lordigan, Jesse James, Zachary Fitzwater, Sam Young, Johnny Gardner, Stephen Paul III, Sky Commons, and Mike Trout, the running order. So obviously now with the top 2 out, attention turns to those that can gain points here. Sam Young, Oriel Pollard, Johnny Gardner, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, the only drivers that entered this race within 2 races of the points leader. And to be fair, Sam Young, Johnny Gardner, we saw were involved in that wreck, so who knows if they're even going to be up to speed. So that's 4 of the top 5 in points that were involved in that first wreck.
Of course, we're not involved with Oriel Pollard.
Yeah. And to be fair, we're still before halfway. So as the pace car pulls off, field under control of the number 8 for DEI, and into the restart zone, back to racing in the Interstate Batteries 300.
And here we go. That's how it's going to be. Can somebody get inside the 8 car?
Can someone get to driver's right? It feels weird to say inside considering this track is going to the right.
Here we go.
As Cole Deaver tries to go to the outside of the 8, that's not going to work out for him, as here comes Mary Shelley and trying to make a move on Seth Cole there for 3rd. It's going to turn into a move for 2nd now, actually, as they come off turn number 2. Rob Evans, we mentioned he is one of those that doesn't even have... How about this? All 3 drivers that we mentioned at the top of the broadcast without a top 10 restarted this race inside the top 10.
Well, that's what Super Speedway Racing will do.
As Steve Pollard also up in the top 10. Trevor Germain trying to take advantage. And then here comes Cole Deaver inside of the 8, coming off turn number 4.
Yeah, so here he comes, finally making them with 33 won last year, trying to get another one. Zayn Abdullah trying to become the first driver with 3 wins.
First driver to 3 wins this season. It has happened a couple times in the series, but it's a rare feat. Is trying to make the move for 3rd. Rob Evans in the middle of 3 wide there with Seth Cole.
Here comes Brian James. He hasn't won this year. And here comes Steve the Atlanta
Enzo Nareza trying to take advantage. Has no wins so far this season. That Fastenal Dodge. Going to the inside, coming off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Oriel Pollard makes it 4 wide.
He got 3rd last week and trying to improve, but he's got no drafting help.
As Zach Flickinger makes the move once again. He did a crossover or something on that 33 car.
Sure, Dale Jr.'s on the 8 car.
I'm sure of it. As Zain Abdullah might get a big draft off of this as well in that 29 car.
Whoa.
Gonna have to play defense on the 91. Here comes Steve Pollard. And we saw this on the last run.
Out of line.
Lost out. Is it?
Nope.
I thought it was out. I thought I saw the red light
Although,
on.
as we take a look, Stephen Pollard III is the slowest car on track. And Sam Young, Johnny Gardner, Sky Commons, Mike Trout, and Jesse James all off this pace. Jerry Shelley as well as Sheila Shear.
And everyone else.
And that's an interesting line out of these drivers back here at the back of the pack.
Oh, you're going to get a big run off the corner. Stay up high.
Yeah.
You're going to stay at the back as well.
Oh,
Five
God,
wide up here. Paul Swanson makes the move. It's Trevor Germain in the middle. Brian James, a little. I think there was contact between the 76 and the 02.
6 wide.
Are they 6?
Oh, God.
I thought they almost went 6 wide.
That's it.
They
They're
definitely
gonna
were
die.
looking at
They're
their
gonna
5 wide for third, though, coming off turn number 4.
They're going to die. There's
That's
no way
the
this is gonna work.
40, the 90. That's the
there's
40
no
and the
way.
90. They're going for the race lead. They're 4 wide
No
for
way.
the top spot. Here
No way
comes
this is
James
gonna-
Qualls.
There's no way this is going to work. He won a Daytona, too.
He won
5 wide
Daytona.
for the lead.
Yeah, 5 wide for the lead. Here comes Paul Swanson.
No way this is going to work. I don't know how they're doing this.
Oh, they
As
set up
do you
back
think
on.
the
Oh,
you
my
think
Lord.
action's heating up here? This is for the lead, over halfway home. 5 wide now back there for I think 5th.
There's no way this is going to work.
91 almost bounced off some people down the back straightaway.
No way this is going to work.
29's in the middle of it.
No way. There's
Our
no
dominant
way.
car of the day, Zach Flickinger's in the middle of it.
How?
Like squeezing each other. Squeezing.
They're squeezing, but they're making it work somehow. Paul Swanson now leads at Orlando. He's looking for his first win in the series this for the season.
Remember, Quinton won at Coca-Cola. Here he comes with that bright 89. You can't miss that at the bottom of your
He
screen.
won the truck race at Coca-Cola. He still does not have a win in this series.
Yeah, but that's
But you
Super
cannot.
Speedway.
You're right. There's no way you can miss that 89 car.
The 17, like I mentioned, she won at Muskie in the last inaugural race. Just trying to pull another inaugural win here.
As she's trying to help fellow Ford Trevor Germain get up to the top spot.
How are we green?
I don't know.
How?
As Matt Hamill makes a
won.
move to the inside of the 18 back there.
Don't page.
Well, it's a little hard to little page when you got to go right to the high side to do that. And
They also have to be coming off pit lane to actually LePage.
Yeah, that's my job. 76.
76
Oh my God.
now
they
going to
just-
try and play Pied Piper. Not able to block the 03. Going to try and instead block the 17.
That was not a smart move. Here comes some Oreo back. Where the hell did Oreo come from?
I don't exactly know, but somehow he managed to stay up there at the front. Here comes Zachary
How about
Fitzwater.
81?
He was on pit lane at the time of that first caution.
It helped him, and it worked.
Fitzwater to the lead in the 81.
Paid Kev. Kev had such a
Get
big.
a flat tire on the right side, so that
Yeah,
makes it work.
And
Yeah, he
speaking
paid
of the
Kev to
89,
wreck.
Quinton
The
Moore
left
now
side
making a
should-
move.
Good.
He paid Kev.
Carter Joey, a winner this season's coming up into this battle in that 27 car. Mohamed Zainadoullah's back on the inside line. And let's not forget, Florida native Dylan Young coming up towards the front now in that number 2 BB&T Chevrolet.
We don't have a green white checkered. I'm gonna be amazed.
5 laps to go. This time by the 27's going to make the move. 89 couldn't quite get the block.
Sandula trying to get back-to-back wins. 27 trying to get a second. They won in Atlanta, and this is getting nuts.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something that 29 can go back-to-back at New Hampshire and Orlando of all things?
And they won at Road America. One of 3 different type of tracks to win at.
Yeah, win 3 races at 3 different tracks, yeah. And 2 of them back-to-back.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Getting help from his teammate. This is RCR helping. Well, I was going to say RCR helping each other, but before I can even get it out, Dylan Young trying to be greedy at his home track.
I don't blame him. The 2 car did win that inaugural race at Muscat, so RCR does got some strength there.
And Dylan Young filling in the car that Jessica Shelton won so much with last season and ran
definitely
so
showed-
well with. Dylan Young comes into this race 27th in the points.
Well, you could definitely show that the talent's not behind the 2 anymore, but Dylan's still a good driver himself, just cannot have enough muster as Jess had.
3 wide for the race lead. Carter Joey led the lap by thousandths of a second.
Love you, Dylan.
Literally
No,
a thousandth.
It's gonna be they might be 5 wide to the line here.
They might be as here comes another RCR car, the 21, Bafode Sacco, the Prilosec OTC Chevrolet.
What are we? Is the RCR party?
Kyle Matthews coming up to the front as well, the Junior Motorsports 48.
4 wide for the lead.
Well,
Here
4
comes
wide
Dixon.
for second.
Oh,
Dixon's like, I don't want to break my collarbone again.
Well, there's 4 wide for second, about ready to be 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Kyle Matthews in that 48 car.
JT Bryan in the Energizer car. Here we go. It's getting crazy. We're about to come 2 to go. 3 to
And,
go.
well, no, 3 to go. And Zach Flickinger went to the back. He's coming back up towards the front in that 8 car. Third in line on that inside line.
Whoa. Somebody back there, get her on the 42, just blocked the crap out of somebody.
As JT Bryant now up towards the front with help from the 8 of Zach Flickinger.
Not a surprise, JT won the Daytona 500, so he's definitely good at the plate tracks as here he comes up here. Can the 8 car Pied Piper back up here?
As I think he will. I don't even know where he was. He was 8th the last time around. I don't know where he was like 3 laps ago.
I think the 2 car got the wall a little bit, but I'm not sure. Rob Evans doesn't even have a top 10 this year, and here he comes.
Well, neither does the 8 car. That 8 car doesn't have a top 10 this season.
Seth Cole is coming back, and this is gonna get nuts. The people are gonna be pushing each other out of the way here.
As they're coming to 2 to go, Mitchell Collins and Zach Flickinger are clear of the pack behind them.
I gotta say, nice challenge by a lot of these guys not to wreck, because this is really hard to do with how much low downforce we got.
As Brian James now trying to clear the pack as well. Top 3 are single file somehow.
Oh my Lord. The O2.
But they're
How?
3, 4 wide behind him. Collins goes to the outside line. That's going to open the door for Brian James to make the move for second.
I'm just gonna tell you, Brian James has cut off about 4 people's noses.
Oh, they caught the 92!
Oh no. Oh no.
Brian James clears he's out in front by a mile! As Pollard holds up the field.
This is gonna get me flamed in the comments.
Oh, he tries to block. So many good runs down the tube.
Talk crap about him. Come to the whites.
And coming to the white flag, Brian James now leads Seth Cole and Cole Deaver.
At least we're not gonna have a
Miller's
wreck.
in 4th. Zach Flickinger 5th.
Can the O12 get there?
Can the
I thought it
O12?
was a yellow.
Did you just say the
that was white.
O12? Will they catch the other lap cars? Oh, wait,
Where
no,
are
they
they
come off turn 4.
That's
Never mind, we're
turn
good.
4.
Andrew Miller makes the move for second, trying to chase down Brian James as they come off turn 2.
He doesn't even have a top 10 this year. Here he comes.
Well, neither did Seth Cole when he won at Losmer Speedway a couple weeks ago.
Sounding like a trend here. He's gone. He's getting there.
Well, he's going to make the move to the outside. Brian James blocks the inside line.
Well, he doesn't have help. Maybe he does have help now.
Here comes the 33. Wildergan with a run in the 49 car.
The hell did the 49 come from?
No, O2's gonna get it.
I don't think the 33 is going to get there. One
Oh,
shot at it
49's
as he
gonna
comes
get there.
off turn 4. He's going to go
Here
to
he
the
goes.
outside to try and do it.
No,
The
no.
run to the line
wins.
is going to go to Brian James. He wins at Orlando.
And he did it in the plains like California. Good job to Jays.
First career win for Brian James.
That's going to help him get into the chase. Zach Flickinger won a valiant effort here as Pollard's going to have to go see the
And by the way, all 3 drivers that we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast finished in the top 10.
Wow.
Brian James, though, gets his first career win. Cole Deaver, that should be his best career finish in second. It's his first top 5, so yep. Zach Flickinger, his first top 5 of the year. Andrew Miller, his best run in 4th. Haley Lordigan gets a 5th place finish.
Wait, where did the 29 finish?
31st.
Look at Oriole. Oriole finished 28th. Everybody in the top 5 finished 28th or worse.
No, Oriole is 27th, so 27th or worst.
Where did the 40 finish? The 40 was up there.
The 40 ended up 33rd.
That's where the 76 finished.
Hold on. As Brian James ends up taking an extra lap. Who?
The top 7 was 26 or worse.
So not a good day for the top. No one took advantage of this. I'm not even kidding. I think Kev's lead's actually going to increase despite a 41st place finish.
Wait, where's the 10? The 10. No. Nobody in the top 10 in points finished top 10.
The 10 was 35th.
Wow.
Paul Swanson was 12th. He's the best driver in the top 10.
Thing is, I don't know anymore.
So
think
go
Kev
figure.
should be
Paul
correct.
Swanson, who was 358 points behind Kev coming in, makes the biggest use out of his 41st place finish. As I was going to go through the rest of the top 10, Mitchell Collins, Seth Cole, Rob Evans, Jessica Shelton, and Quinton Moore, the top 10. Evans, his best finish in 8th. I got to the top 10. Guys, your thoughts on this one?
Definitely a good race. I know Paul was a very smart move, but at least we didn't have a big wreck that killed everybody. I can't believe these drivers had much talent to do this. That was a really, really good battle right there. I'm very impressed by all of them. The next race for the series is, I think it's 1 second. I'll pull it up.
South Boston.
South Boston. So it's going to be another short track race. So the rivalries of Pollard versus the whole field's going to wreck Pollard, and
I wouldn't doubt it.
Jerry, Shelley, and Logan are going to have a battle there from last weekend. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Our next plate race isn't for a while. The next one we're really going to have
The
is
next
the road course.
well, so the
Zed
next
Joltis.
super speedway is Indy.
Zed Joltis.
The next
Technically,
plate
the next
track would
plate
be
race.
Zed Joltis. Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't have to get the plate cars out for a while. So good job by those guys. Now everybody's got a top 10. Even Matthew Marais has got a top 10 this season. So
Yeah,
good
Marais
job
is only
to all
top
of them.
5, or top 10 is a top 5 too.
Yeah, everybody's trying to work for that top 5 now. So definitely going to get interesting. James came in as below the... No, he's ahead of the top 30 in points. So that's going to knock somebody out of the chase grid. So can't wait for South Boston. It's going to be some beating and some banging.
Well, so I mentioned it at the top. I'm pretty sure Swanson... Well, so Swanson was the last car coming in. I would imagine Swanson's going to be able to pass Trevor Germain, though. So I'd imagine it's going to be Trevor Germain that gets bumped out of it. Austin, your final thoughts?
Yeah, well, very, very, very great race at the first time here for Hooters. Looks like even with Kev finishing almost dead last, it didn't make much of a difference, as many of the top drivers didn't do that fairly as well. But a great race, great track, and I hope to bring it back for next season and for the Ever Series as well, because this is one interesting track where you turn right instead of left. You watching, Doc Hudson?
I think Dylan also needed to be watching.
Doc Hudson, I can't.
I think Dylan Young needed to be watching this. Hopefully he did.
He needs to fix the cyanide to this one.
Yeah. With that said, congrats to Brian James on his first career win. A lot more widespread than we might have thought based on how they were running before. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. I'm Gordon Fan291 for Stephen Paul III and Austin the Plant. You've been watching production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
Blame Kev for my damage. Don't flame me.
Good night.